Heather here. So here's another Bubble Guppies episode review. Today we're taking a look at Come to Your Senses. Here's the synopsis. After Nani breaks his glasses, the Guppies learn about their five senses and how they help us each and every day. Okay, so here's how it goes. When Molly tries to introduce herself, Gil is using his senses to try to because he's testing his senses out. He has a blindfold over his eyes, and Bubble Puppy held up a pink flower to Gil's nose for him to smell, and he guessed what it is. He guesses it right. Molly attempts to finish her sentence, but then Bubble Puppy turns on a toy train for Gil to hear. As you might know, Gil guessed it right. Finally, Bubble Puppy's stands back to let Gil smell the cupcake. Gil picked up the tasty treat, then gave it a good whiff. Afterwards, Bubble Puppy ate it. He licked Bubble Puppy afterwards. Molly says it's time for Bubble Guppies. Gil and Molly walk to school in this episode. On their way, they spot Nani playing with a bouncy ball. They ask him if they can play with him. He agrees, and Gil bounces the ball really hard, and Molly swims up to catch it. Then Nani tries to do what Gil did and bounce it really hard, although it accidentally hit his glasses, causing them to crack and fall on the ground. At school, Gil tells Mr. Grouper about Nani's broken glasses. The Guppies ask him if he can fix them, and tells him he can't. However, Mr. Grouper gets the two of the little fish to take them to the eye doctor to get them fixed. Dima asks Nani why he wears glasses, and then they think about it. They start talking about the senses, and then Molly and the other Guppies sing the pop song of this episode, Come to Your Senses. Una then starts to smell pie, starting the shop segment, and swims over to Dima, who is behind the counter rolling clay. Una wants some pie, so Dima opens a store called I Spy Pie, a secret bakery. Una wants a peach pie, but Dima happens to be out, so the friends both go in an undercover place to make some. Dima added the peaches onto the pastry. Now they need the super sour secret ingredient. There happen to be two testers. So Una decided to sample them both to figure out which is sour. The first one was sweet, and then the other was sour. Afterwards, Una found out it was a lemon. Dima added lemon juice into the pastry and baked it instantly. Then Mr. Grouper announced that it was lunchtime. Gobi, Gil, and Nani were having lunch outside a flower shop. And Nani got the lunch joke with peanut butter and smelly sandwich. After lunch, Gil is found with a purple blindfold over his eyes, holding a leash and calling Bubble Puppy for his walk. He explains to Molly that he is going to search for his dog with his ears. Then one of the little fish impersonated a barking dog, which led Gil to thinking it was Bubble Puppy. Afterwards, the little fish swam from side to side, making it confusing for Gil to find her. Shortly after, Una says hi to Molly, and Molly said hi back to Una. She asked Una if Nani got his glasses back yet, but she doesn't know yet. But she invited Molly to check up on Nani. The two girls swam up to Nani, who was listening to classical music through headphones. He says hello to the girls, and Molly and Una both say hi, Nani. Nani explains that he is listening to music while his glasses are being fixed. Nani doesn't need his eyes to listen. Mr. Grouper agrees and says that your other senses are just important. He places a lemon in front of Nani, and he has to guess what it is without using his eyes. Dima suggests that he uses his ears, so he tries it out, but it doesn't work. Mr. Grouper then suggests that he should smell the object. So he does. He finds out it's a lemon. The teacher takes a bite, turns yellow, and swims around the classroom afterward, saying, "That's one sour lemon." Afterwards, he announces it's time to go outside. Molly and Gil has the story segment in this episode. They are pretending to be forest rangers who keep the forest clean. This time they were cleaning the trash in Smelly Stone National Park. The first stop was to clean up some trash near an owl's tree. Just after they finished up, they came across a stench. Gil shined his flashlight to see that it was coming from a skunk. Molly explained to him that if its tail goes up in the air, it will spray him with a bad smell. As soon as the skunk let its tail fly up, Molly and Gil and Bubble Puppy fled. After they got back to their van, Dima called them to clean up a mess at the frog pond. They came across a huge pile of smelly socks, so they cleaned it up as fast as they could. But later, Bubble Puppy smelled a horrible stench again. It was the skunk, who raised its tail at the Rangers again. Molly, Gil, and Bubble Puppy got away as fast as they could. The Rangers and Bubble Puppy piled up in the van and drove away. However, everywhere they turned, the skunk kept popping up. They'd been driving around trying to avoid the skunk all night. They eventually got lost, so they used their sense of sight to find the ranger station, but before they got inside, they ran into the skunk. Turns out the skunk was new to the forest, and she was nervous and said that skunks only sprayed that when they're scared. Next, she promised to not spray them and that they would help her around. And that was the end of the story. Next, Gil, Dima, and Nani perform the census dance. Then the Guppies go on a field trip to the mall to get Nani's glasses fixed. To pick up Nani's glasses. The mall was closing, and Mr. Grumpfish was a mall security guard. So an illusion of Mr. Grouper saying, use your senses. He uses his ears for the music store, his sense of smell to the cookie shop, and finally he finds the eyeglass store. We see a girl, an old lady, trying on Nani's glasses, and then Dima accidentally put on the old lady's glasses on him by accident. So then they swap, and then Nani felt like himself again. All the Guppies were happy in the end. So yeah. In the final Molly and Gil segment, Gil is still trying to find Bubble Puppy, and he accidentally puts his leash on Mr. Grumpfish, the security guard. Then he woofs, and then it scares him off, ending the episode. So yeah, this episode was a very, very good episode in my opinion. I highly recommend it for anyone who's also learning about the 5 senses, which the 5 senses are also a part of your body, which I agree with, and I have to give this episode a 10 out of 10. A very good episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed. My final thoughts on this episode: I felt bad for Nani when his glasses broke because he's my favorite character. So yeah, I feel really bad for him. Either way, this episode was very good. I give it a 10 out of 10. I hope you guys had a great day. Bye!